What's going on, guys? It's Coach Jamal here, back with another video. Today I'm going to teach you how to op like a pro on Mirage and Counter-Strike 2. Now, in the past I have covered this topic, but I've learned a lot and the meta has shifted a bit as far as this game goes. So we are going to talk about the ultimate guide. I'm going to teach you all my collective knowledge. I play at a professional level here in North America, and by the end of this video you're going to have new ideas, a new understanding, and if you're a newer player to the game, you're going to have new basics and knowledge that you have gained from all of this. But before we get into that, I do have to teach you how to get some insanely good looking skins inside of the game with the sponsor of today's video. Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skins Monkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about the site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code, KOJO. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description. Alright guys, so let's talk about opping on Mirage. Now I'm going to go into a lot of detail and I'm going to do a part 2 of this video tomorrow, so make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on that. We're going to go into depth here. Now Mirage CT side opping can be extremely effective. One of the best maps for opping. You can find so much impact, and it's a map you have to be good on because you're going to play it so much inside of pugs. Now, with that being said, your default position on this map is going to be starting window. You are in charge of holding down mid and making sure that the T's find as little success as possible as they're trying to take this part of the map, right? So, mid is our default position on most rounds. Ideally, in a perfect world, we want to post on this angle every single time. This is our ultimate angle because we're going to kill people swinging mid. It's very favorable for us, and this is just literally the fight we are looking for. Now, good players understand that, and they're going to start smoking off window, smoking off top mid, making it impossible for you to find impact here. The first trick that you are going to do from this position is you are going to learn this Molotov. This Molotov is going to molly boxes, and all you have to do is jump through this murder hole, aim at the crack in the wall right here, and then get yourself into the back of the window and throw this molly. You have to be able to learn this molly, and I'll show you a different lineup too. Get up here, aim at the top right of that, and then molly boxes. You have to know this molly because when they're throwing top mid smoke in window and getting out, this molly is going to make them have to burn another smoke or get out of this power position angle, which tomorrow I'm going to show you guys why this is a power position. So we're trying to learn that molly. Secondly, if they're smoking off window every round and that's it, sometimes you can kind of see over the edge of the smoke and get some kills like that. But this nade is a must know. Get yourself lodged on the seahorse. Aim above the diagonal of the splotch on the ground and jump throw with a right click. Boom, it's going to blow up in window and you can get a kill. It's so effective to do that pick with a teammate flashing over mid for you. Just keep in mind that this is going to do damage to you. So, do this. One really cool trick I saw Monacy doing is I saw him throwing a nade kind of like this, like up here, and then jumping like this. That's also something you can mess around with, but just knowing these nades is extremely useful, along with the molly like I showed you. You're going to want to be able to be active, and I'm going to show you what to do inside of pug specifically and how to play when you're feeling the game very well. So one of my favorite things to do is to jump out mid here when they're smoking off window, and also if they're throwing this top mid smoke, it actually kind of gives you cover. So you can do a play like this. I love jumping out mid here and holding the edge of the smoke, shooting, getting a kill, and rotating out. Or if I'm feeling extremely confident, and say the smoke doesn't bleed over as much, I love just playing in this spot in mid when I am confident. Because guess what? If I ignore the smoke here, but if I'm holding this angle and they start flashing me off, or I shoot my op and get a kill, I can jump into underpass here and get ready to kill these guys. Now, you might be saying you're exposed, you're vulnerable. That's true, but in matchmaking, in pugs, you can dominate. And also, one of the starts I might do sometimes in these games, even in league matches against really good players, is I might start right here. Now, against good players, I'm constantly kind of playing anti. I'm jiggling like this a little bit. But against pugs and like players when they're just walking in here, this angle is unstoppable. You're going to kill this guy every single time. And even if you get into a hairy situation, you can at least stay alive a little longer by dropping a smoke down or throwing util. But in general, I love, like I said, in pugs. Guys, if you want to dominate, jump out here in mid and hold this angle. If you see flashes bouncing off the walls, go like this, get that kill, come down here, get that kill, and just keep playing the round out like this. It's so valuable. You're exposed, you're vulnerable, but it's whatever. If you have high skill in this game, guys, a modesty pick that you can do is jump into window here, jump into ladder, and I slowed myself down a bit there, but it's still fine. Come out here and hold this angle if the top mid is smoked. If top mid isn't smoked, try to catch some crossing boxes right here. And if you can have a teammate volley boxes and it's clean, boom, now you're just a cat opper. The single is so dirty, guys. So those are kind of some of the ways you can aggressively op in middle. I don't recommend going out here too much, because if there's someone posted back here or even a player back there, you're just throwing the round kind of. I've seen oppers play here. And let's get talking into some other positionings now, because as the operator in window, that's a start. Let's talk about some other starts you can do. So another thing you can do is you can start connector, which is so strong. You molly ramp along the way here, have a teammate flash early, and you throw a flash for yourself as you're peeking. Boom. And now get post on this line. I find so many frags and pugs. There's either oppers that are blind from your flash or a teammate's flash, or players that are kind of blind and trying to jump out or in this area. Awping connector is so solid. And another way you can start Awping connector too, by the way, is doing that same mid play where you jump down here and up here and do that. So this is just another look to that whole thing. And if you can ever have your teammates clear mid, this is a very strong power position to be in right here. Also, you can sometimes hold underpass from here. It's not the best. I would have a rifler playing up here if mid's clear. Have a rifler playing up here, and then you hold top mid, and if you shoot, they swing around real quick. Best setup you can possibly do. Connector is really nice though, because then you can op in this power position on stairs. Now when you're stairs, a really good thing to do is smoke off palace or molly it, or if you're just feeling confident, just peek ramp here and post on this. Now this is another power position where you get free kills. But again, posting palace, good. Posting ramp, very good, very solid. Connector's a power position. One thing you want to avoid when you're in window is sitting in this jungle area though. Sitting behind these smokes window is so useless, and being in this area is very dangerous. I'll show you something tomorrow in detail, but a reason being in jungle is so bad too is because tees might do a play where they have the opera walk palace late, early, and smoke window late, and they'll get a free frag here. But it's also just a very bad place to be. The saving grace is you can post on this, but you're just so vulnerable to like a ladder or a window boost in there. And being in this area is just not good in general when teams are splitting and good players are going to exploit you. A good start though that you can do if you're struggling mid and they're dumping like 3 smokes mid, top mid window, and in con and throwing mollies, is have a teammate boost you here or just start van. Starting up here is so solid, and what you can actually do is have a teammate walk through with you, and you can get all this info and scope back here and leave maybe. But also just staying here with the op is very solid. If your rifles want to fight mid and be a little more dynamic, get multi-frags and stuff, this is so good. Playing on top of van, playing here. A position that I've tested out a bit, actually really good, up here. You'll kill the lurker every time because they're not expecting you here. You shoot, you drop, you play a different position. You're not vulnerable to any flashes that are coming over top because you're inside of the windowsill, and they're gonna rage because they're like, what the heck. I'll talk about some B positions after we discuss this. Subscribe to my channel. Not 90% of my viewers are not subscribed, so make sure you don't miss out on any of this good content and this really in-depth guides, because I think a lot of people are gonna find success from this. So when you start window, like I said, you don't want to sit in this area. Sitting behind this window smoke is so useless, and you're really limiting yourself when you're doing this, and I find myself making this mistake a lot. The best thing you can do as an opera is rotate out of window once you're smoked off. Now the standard thing to do is to come here and mark it and post on apps from either in here, or a lot of operas play this angle. But one of my favorite things to do is if my teammate is jump spotting B, I tell him, hey man, keep jump spotting, and he's still jump spotting, and then mid round I come here and pick up this angle, or with this I jump up here and have my teammate walk through to get this info. If they're heavy out mid, I tell my teammate to walk through so he can start flanking, and now I can transition into a really good spot here on cat. If you can pick up this as early as possible, this angle is so good as an opper. You're literally posted on this entire line, and the only place they can go is connector or boost window. Anybody going cat, anyone going chair is instantly fragged by you, and you're very safe. If multiple people swing you cat, boom, you get the kill, boom, you're in here now. Another place, right? You can keep backing up on these angles. Okay, that's a little exposed, but you're literally putting them through choke points with the op, and it's so good for you. That's why that angle is just insane. Opping on B in general is really good. Like I showed you, this angle in mid and late round is so solid. You can also hold cat from these positions if you have a teammate like holding apps. And anytime you can get around these pillars, it's just so solid, right? Extremely good. As far as A side, if you rotate into A, coming up here on ticket, bumping your rifler into sight is so solid. You're holding ramp or holding palace is really good. If you have multiple people on A site, holding down connector, solid, extremely solid positioning to be in. But yeah, have your riflers aggress if they need to into these spots so you don't have to worry about them, or smoke off a choke point and just be dynamic here. Anytime you can kind of get yourself like in these like power positions here because your teammates have pushed, you're gonna win because they don't expect an opper to be in an exposed position because you're like right here you're exposed to ramp. But if you have a teammate that pushed your ramp, you're no longer exposed, right? So it's no longer a bad place to be. Same thing with default, right? This is no longer a bad place to op because you have a teammate push through. When it comes to retakes, guys, on CT side, you need to make your teammates go in first, and you need to lock down angles 90% of the time. Sometimes you do need to be just the guy that runs into that you can get traded. Mostly in like 3v1s, you dying is actually good because your riflers can sit there and put 20 bullets into them and win the round. But when you're retaking, guys, you in general on CT side, you want to come on A side, you want to come through CT so that you can lock down these angles. You can play kind of Overwatch, like say they're mauling firebox. Your teammate mollies, now you sit here and hold it. They threw a bad molly, but you know what I mean. And then you can hold like a ramp wherever the info is. You're holding these like choke points, these angles, as your riflers scale in. Jungle is like what it's not the best because one, you're vulnerable to flanks, but two, it's just like smoked off so much. One thing you can do is you can have a teammate boost you here. If you ever are caught in jungle as they're execing, you can have a teammate boost you over these smokes and play here. One of my favorite things to do combat opping too is if the team wants to fight aggressively, drop a smoke in and have people keep flashing over, and you can come in here and combat op these people and do this. It's very solid. I'll play that. I like making early round too. We're bouncing all over the place here, but this is just knowledge that you can learn. An early round play I love to do is jumping up here, by the way, and scoping in on this palace angle and having a rifler walk through and take the space. And then I like up here and do my thing. They exec out A, I get a kill. I drop down under balk, I'm playing here. Opping on this map is whatever you want it to be. It's so good. Now let's briefly talk about retaking B, guys, but also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my Twitch. I love teaching you guys, and it means so much to me that I can help you guys learn and grow. So thank you guys so much. B is very difficult to retake as an opper. You're going to want your teammates to go in first, and you have to be careful because oppers love holding the rotations from here. So anytime that this isn't smoked, be super hyper aware, and if your teammate does jump across, you can trade the opper when he repeaks, but in general, you mostly want to contain. You want to hold these choke points, but what's going to happen most times is they're going to smoke you off window, and you're going to have to be able to molly default. That should be your first reaction if you have a molly, if you have an HE, to throw it through this window there. That's got to be your thing. Like, just get it in here somewhere, right? In general, though, if you can beat the people running out, getting this angle is very solid. You have to be careful of someone jumping up van, but just feel the situation out. If you're scared of that, play an angle like this, you know, play back here even, and kill someone like that. If they're splitting up cat, if your teammates are locking up yaps, a really good place to play is right here, or in here, holding this angle. Boom, you can kill people running in any of these places. But don't, you know, just mindlessly run in. You're the opper, guys. You have the op, and you've got to be able to be smart. And with that being said, your job is also sometimes to just save, right? If things are going bad, say you do a B start at the beginning of the round, you're posted upper B, they run out A, and it's instantly a 2v5. Guys, your job now is to save your op and find a powerful position. You know what I mean? Like sitting down here in apps while your teammate holds something else. Like he's rotating through holding these. Or you're holding van jump up from here while your teammate sits here and like holds, you know, everything else, whatever. Like whatever he's doing, you got to save. Saving the op is going to help you win rounds and win games. So hopefully a lot of this stuff helped, guys. One thing I forgot to mention, if you're the window player and your teammates are fighting up mid, your rifles, they're running up, one extremely valuable flash you can throw for them is get yourself in this corner, throw this, and it's going to blind anyone underpass and they can swing with it. So, you know, they're fighting top mid. Okay, top mid clear, but your B player's like, guys, one underpass. I throw that flash for my rifler here. Boom. The flash pops, and they always get a kill when I do this. It's such a good flash, and it's a valuable util to throw. So, man, that was a lot of information, guys. Man, if you guys are interested in personal coaching from me, I have opened that bank up. There's a link in the description of this video you can find. It is paid coaching, and you know it's not the cheapest, but I want to offer that for you guys that are serious about learning and getting better. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video because I do have a video on how to op on T side now. You have to learn how to op on both sides. But yeah, appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know how you felt about this longer form type of video and how everything is going. So appreciate every single one of you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out. Peace out.